Hello and welcome to another episode of the Feather and Football podcast with me, Luke Feather. This week I'm joined once again by George Newell. George, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Not bad, mate. So this weekend, Premier League restarts after about 3 weeks, it seems,
Yeah.
but a relatively short break. So as a Villa fan, how optimistic are you?
More optimistic than last season. I still think we'll be in like a bit of a relegation fight, but I don't think it'll be quite as close. A bit more confident after yesterday as well.
I was going to ask about that, about Watkins signing 28 million.
Yeah.
How do you feel about
that? It's a lot of money, but he's a 24-year-old English striker, so that is like the price, really. I think he scored as many goals last season as Tammy did for us in the Championship, so signs are promising. But.
Yeah, well, with this being the opening weekend of the Premier League, I thought we'd just lay down our predictions. There's only 8 games this week. I think Man City, it was meant to be Man City Villa, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But the Man City game and the Man United game have both been pushed back because of their European involvements. So I think we'll start with Fulham versus Arsenal, first game on Saturday. Who have you got and why?
I've gone 3-1 Arsenal. I really like how they look under Arteta. I think the Community Shield's one of them games. It doesn't matter too much if you lose, but it's a really nice one to win. And I think I think they're a bit outsiders, but I do believe they'll finish in the top 4 this year.
Oof. Top 4.
I think Fulham will struggle. But...
I agree. I think Fulham will struggle. I've just got an Arsenal win. I think they'll win it by 2 or 3 goals.
Yeah.
Like you say, winning the Community Shield, it's not a massive trophy, but what it does do, off the back of the FA Cup as well, it's sort of instilling a winning sort of feeling.
Yeah.
So I've gone for an Arsenal win as well. I think they've recruited fairly well as well. They've addressed the areas that they needed to.
They still don't have a massive budget. They're never going to sort of break the bank, really, I think. But some decent players.
Yeah, what they have got is they brought in Gabriel from Lille, who's meant to be highly rated. Can't say I've seen a lot of him, but he's meant to be highly rated. So if you can get him in, and it's looking like William Saliba's going to start as well because David Luiz is injured. So if you can build a partnership there, I think they'll have a decent season.
Yeah, definitely.
So we've both got an Arsenal win there. Yeah. So the next game, we've got Crystal Palace versus Southampton. Who have you got and why?
I've gone 1-0 Southampton. I think obviously they finished the season really strongly, the second half. Really like Hassan Hootel as well. Very tactically sound. I do see Palace having some troubles, like especially if the rumours about Zaha wanting to leave are true. They just don't score enough goals, really, even when he's playing.
I've got a draw for this one. I think it was a tough one. It was either going to be a narrow Southampton win or a draw. But I think looking at the players that Southampton have lost, they've lost their captain Højbjerg, who I think will be a big miss for them. And with Palace, I think they've signed Eberechi Eze as well from QPR. And he's...
Oh, yeah, that's a good sign.
I thought that was a pretty decent signing, 22 goal contributions last year. I think if they can get him and Zaha playing together and get them linking up, I think they'll be safe, but I don't think they'll be groundbreaking. So I've gone for a draw for that one. Next one, arguably one of the biggest games of the weekend, Liverpool Leeds. Who have you got?
I've gone 2-1 Liverpool. I think Leeds will be right up for it, obviously, but I just think Liverpool will have a little bit too much for them.
Yeah, only 2-1 though for the reigning champions.
I think so. I think Leeds are going to make it hard for them, and they're not. How many times did Liverpool, smash people 4 or 5-0 last year? They do it a lot where they win by a goal or 2.
What I would say about Leeds, I've got a Liverpool win as well. I probably would have said maybe a 2-goal win, maybe 3-1 or 2-0. What I will say about Leeds is I think they've recruited fairly well. I think Robin Koch, that's a decent signing at centre back. And who's the other one? Rodrigo as well. I think he'll do well for him this year. But yeah, I think 2-goal win for Liverpool on that one.
Yes.
Yeah, moving on to the next one. West Ham versus Newcastle. Who have you got?
I've gone for a draw this one, 1-1. I think just two very kind of similar managers. I don't think it'll be a particularly great game. I think Newcastle will be absolutely fine again this year. I think West Ham will struggle. I think the only reason they really stayed up was a bit of a sort of purple patch for Antonio, and I can't see him really keeping that going, to be honest.
Yeah, I think West Ham are in for another tough season, to be fair. I don't know if you've seen on Twitter and everything, there's been a bit of an uproar from West Ham fans that have sold Grady Diangana to West Brom.
Right, yeah.
I think Mark Noble tweeted saying that he was sad, frustrated and angry or something.
Oh, really?
So when your club captain's coming out with something like that, it raises eyebrows. But I think Newcastle will be all right this season. Obviously, we've brought in Callum Wilson as well.
And Fraser as well, I think.
Brian Fraser as well. And then if you add that with Jamal Lewis and St. Maximan and that, what's his name, Miguel Almiron, I think that's a very quick attack. But I've gone for a Newcastle win on that one, to be honest. I just think West Ham defensively just aren't strong enough, and I think with the pace of who Newcastle brought in as well, I think it'll just be too much for them. So moving on to West Brom versus Leicester, who have you got?
I've gone 3-0 Leicester. No bias there. Just
I'm sure.
I've got a fair few West Brom fans, and they think they're going straight back down. I don't think they've strengthened massively. I don't see Leicester having as good a season as last year, but I think they'll be too good for them.
I can see Leicester sort of struggling a bit this year, to be honest. You could. Yeah. I think they'll win. I've got Leicester win, maybe by 2 goals. But I just think with Leicester, they've sold Chilwell for £50 million and they haven't really reinvested. I think they brought Timothy Castagne in at right back, but that doesn't really fix the left back problem.
Yeah. I think Vardy's. I don't think he's going to have a bad season. I know he's right up there for the Golden Boot, but he is getting older, and I don't know. I think they've got enough quality to be like a really good top half team, but I don't see them threatening Champions League.
Yeah, I think they'll finish about mid-table, to be honest. You know, in that section between sort of not quite top 6, but safe.
Yeah,
I think they'll be anywhere between 7th to 11th. I think there are a fair few teams that could be in that position, to be fair. But so gone both Leicester win on that one.
Yeah.
It's next game. To be fair, probably the biggest game of the weekend. Tottenham versus Everton. Who have you got?
I've gone 2-1 Spurs. I think both clubs have done really good business. I'd quite like to see them do well this year. But I think, Spurs are just that little bit stronger at the minute, I think.
I think I've gone for an Everton win on this one.
Oh, really?
I think before the transfer window, I think Everton's squad was probably a little bit weaker than Tottenham's. But with the signs that they have brought in, it's just whether or not they can get them all to click in time. That's the thing, because we've brought in Allen, James Rodriguez and Decore. That's my only sort of wonder about them, is whether they can get everyone to gel straight away. But I can see Everton doing well.
I think the Tottenham front three is one of the better ones in the league, though. If you get Kane, Son, and Bergwijn, what we've seen in Bergwijn so far, I think they give anyone a game. I don't think they'll get in the top 4, but I could see him winning a cup this year under Mourinho. I
think that'll be Mourinho's focus. I think he'll be focusing on Europa League and the League Cup, just because it's been how long has it been since Tottenham won a trophy? About 8 years.
2008, I think.
2008.
12, yeah. But I think Matt Doherty's a really good bit of business as well, and Højbjerg, very shrewd, classic Mourinho, really.
Yeah, I think the business for what's his name? Højbjerg, sorry. So we spent 15 million on him, and then gave Kyle Walker-Peters to Southampton for 12 million. So overall, it's good business, I think. But I've gone for an Everton win on that one. This next game, Sheffield United versus Wolves. Who have you gone for?
I've gone 1-0 Wolves. I think both really well drilled sides, especially Wolves. I think like just when they get 1-0 ahead, they can just shut a team out. I think. I still think Sheffield United will have a good season, sort of like you're saying, that sort of mid-table kind of area. But yeah, I think Wolves are just a little bit ahead of them.
I've saw this one's a really hard one as well, to be fair, because Wolves they've lost Doherty. Obviously, he was such a big part of the way they play, and I think Johnny Otto's injured as well on the other wing back.
All right, yeah.
So I think they're struggling a little bit, but I went for a draw on this one. I think Sheffield United, I think they've taken a bit of a downgrade with the goalkeeper. Obviously, they've lost Dean Henderson. He's gone back to Man United.
Yeah,
and they brought in Chesterfield reject Aaron Ramsdale. I think draw. I can't see many goals in the game, to be fair. Maybe 1-1 or 0-0.
No, definitely not.
So final game of the weekend, Brighton versus Chelsea on Monday night. Who have you gone for?
I've gone 2-0 Chelsea. I think it might take a little while for all the signings to click, but then they're that good as well that I think they'll get off to a fast start. I don't see Brighton. I think Brighton could be very close to going down this year.
Really?
I think so.
I was going to say about Brighton. I think they've done some very good business this year. They've got Adam Lallana on a free. They've got Leon Dendoncker for, I think it was like less than $1 million or something. And what I think is the signing of the season is Joel Veltman from Ajax for £900,000.
Yeah, that is a steal. I don't know. I might be wishful thinking just because of like being down there with Villa, but I never look at them and think they're like a proper Premier League side.
No, it's because we're so new to the Premier League and they haven't traditionally been a Premier League side. But
I don't think they'll go down, but I think they'll be it'll be pretty close.
I think they'll be in that sort of 16th to about 13th area. Anywhere around there, to be honest. I think it's very hard to predict the Premier League this season for me.
Yeah,
everyone's true. Everyone's just getting better. But yeah, I've gone for a Chelsea win as well. One thing I would say about all the new signings coming in is Ziyech has today been ruled out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think he picked up a knock. It's really weird. Brighton and Chelsea played each other like 2 weeks ago in a pre-season game.
Oh, okay.
I just found that really weird.
They had fans, didn't they? Yeah,
that was weird as well. But Ziyech won't be playing. Thiago Silva's not trained, so he won't be playing.
Yeah.
And who's the other one? Ben Chilwell, he's still injured. So
okay.
Out of all these signings that they've brought in, it's only really going to be Werner and Havertz. I mean, they're good signings. They're good players to bring in. But, it's if they can get a new keeper as well, because it's looking like they're going to sign a keeper from Rennes, I think. It's got Edouard Mendy. Apparently that's getting close. I can't say I know a lot about him.
Yeah.
I mean, he can't be worse than Kepa, to be fair. So
no.
So you've gone for a Chelsea win on that one.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that just about wraps it up, I think.
Yeah.
Right. Well, thanks for joining me, George.
And, thanks for having me.
And we'll see how the Villa get on next week. Who you got next week?
City away.
Yeah. Good way to start the season.
Yeah, it doesn't get any worse. But
right, so thanks for joining me, and thanks for everyone watching. If you did enjoy, then feel free to leave a like, share it around, subscribe for more of these, and I'll see you again next week. See you later.